Welcome to today's episode of HSO Healthy You University, where we team up and collaborate with HealthSource Ohio clinicians and team members to share information to keep you and your family healthy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Castiglia. I'm working at the Hillsboro location for HealthSource, and I'm very excited to start seeing pediatrics and internal medicine, so adults. I'm happy to be working at a federally qualified health center, abbreviated FQHC. And the reason that I like to work at FQHC is because I love to take care of patients regardless of their ability to pay or regardless of how far they may have to drive and what things that might be hindering them from getting care. So something I like to talk about is healthcare equity, providing great healthcare to all patients. And that's really important to me because I have a lot of family that wasn't able to go to the doctor. And so I think it's important to provide the standard of care as well. So not just seeing somebody who's going to put Band-Aids on things, but actually helping them manage their diabetes, their hypertension, their high cholesterol, whatever their stroke, their COPD, whatever they have, and having that education and that background to be able to give them the best care that they deserve. Even being able to provide pediatrics in Hillsboro, I think is really important because I know they haven't had a pediatrician here in a long time. And so having that background, provide that information that I've learned and all that knowledge that I have to not only the patients, but also the residents that are training in family practice to be practicing in these rural locations so that they can provide the same healthcare in the future. I went to medical school thinking I want to be a doctor in a small town because I want to be able to provide the best care to those patients and make a difference in their lives and have that community around me, which in a city you may not have that. One thing I see frequently in rural areas and even urban area, you have a patient that has, say, COPD, and they're only going to the urgent care, they're only going to the hospital for primary care, and they're getting treated for their COPD exacerbations, but then they never get started on their maintenance medication. And so an important thing is to come to the doctor as somebody that knows you, that knows your exacerbations, knows how many you have a year, gets you set up with the local pulmonologist, and gets you on the regular medications to help prevent those exacerbations. That way you're not getting sick all the time, but also not only to treat chronic disease, but to prevent disease. So making sure you get your colon cancer screening, make sure you're up to date on your mammograms, that to make sure we check you for high cholesterol. If you have high cholesterol, do you need medication? Do you not need medication? If you have an elevated sugar level, do you need medication for that? Or how can we talk to you about losing weight or whatever you need to do to get that sugar level under control so you don't end up with diabetes? So it's also about preventative care as well as continuity of care. So it makes a difference when you have somebody who doesn't go to a primary care and they only go to the urgent care. There are a lot of things that get lost in translation, and it just provides worse outcomes for those patients. My top tips for leading into the cold season would be make sure that you get your vaccines. So that would be like your annual flu vaccine and your COVID vaccine. And if you are eligible for the pneumonia vaccine, getting your pneumonia vaccine. So talk to your doctors about that. Also making sure that you have the ability to make appointments with your provider. So the great thing about HealthSource is we can make same day appointments most of the time. So if you call and you're sick, instead of having to go to the urgent care and paying that $100 copay or whatever it is, you can just come in to see your primary care doc the same day that you're sick. I'm Dr. Castiglia. Call today to make your appointment.